We got to see what happens. We got to see what happens. Let's march on through December and see if the decision to send down Barron ends up being a good one. See if this team can stay healthy and still play at a pretty high level. So, Mr. Wiley, we hate to say goodbye, but we got to do it. Honestly, I want to send him through waivers just to see if I can do right by him and see if he gets claimed. He didn't get claimed. All right, well, since he didn't get claimed, we'll send him back up because I don't want him playing in the AHL. So, Wyatt, we tried to send you elsewhere. We do end up, hey, Jake Allen on waivers, huh? He has a 918 save percentage. It's not bad, but I feel like if we need a goalie, we can go out and get one. We did lose to Tampa. End up beating the Islanders. Vegas, shootout loss. And Washington again. All right, this time we're at home. Let's not lose this, please. I will not accept losses to Washington. First period, 1-0 Caps, LaPierre. Second period, oh my god, Kuznetsov and Paling. Third period, oh my fucking god. Washington, I mean, granted, we didn't see Caulfield score there, but we're 0-2 against Washington. My roster sharing thing up yet? Yes, it has been for almost a month. At least Cole didn't score, exactly. Dylan Garand, good opportunity for you here against the New Jersey Devils, and you blew it. We're going to give him a few more games. Colorado, he wins, and Winnipeg, he loses. I still just don't know how we feel. I'm going to take out Carey for the moment, just to make it easier to look. Primo to 900, Garand on a 908. Garand right now maintains that backup spot, but there is a very, very good chance that we end up looking for a backup goalie sooner rather than later. So Carey gets the win there. We do have a couple back-to-backs here. As we play the New York Rangers. John, what's up, man? End up losing to the Rangers. We're actually out of a playoff spot right now. That's how close the Atlantic still is as of Christmas Day, 2024. Mr. Garand against Nashville. John Carlson sprains his ankle. Both key pieces of the return have now gotten injured. Congratulations to Wyatt Wiley. He'll get a good opportunity here. We are going to move up Jeff Petrie to play with Lindholm. Wiley will be with Goalie despite the -3. Oh, man. Bedard, Dvorak, McKinnon, Gallagher, and let's get Hoffman in on the shootout. Some rough scenes here. We did beat Nashville. A nice 1-0 shutout victory for Dylan Garand. So Garand, with that, does step up to take that spot away from Caden Primo. We do beat the Rangers, though. Let's see. Pittsburgh, we win 4-2. Philadelphia. All right, we did just beat Pittsburgh with Carey. Let's run Dylan Garand here against Philly. We win 2-1, not bad. 21, 12, and 2. Carey's back in. Garand's looking better. It's only 6 games, but we needed one of our young goalies to prove that they wanted to get something done. So, Strider, there's no roster doc this year. So, December's up. It's January 4th at the Tokyo Dome. Toronto is absolutely crushing it. We are back into second in the division at 22, 12, and 2. Get the Leafs, the Habs, and the Lightning. Panthers are right there, though. Basically, the only 2 teams out of it in the Atlantic are Ottawa and Buffalo. Everyone else is still very much alive. In the Metro, Rangers, Caps, and Devils. You're starting to see teams like Columbus and Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's definitely out of it. Columbus is in a bit of trouble, though. In the Pacific, Strider, exactly. You got Vancouver, Edmonton, and Calgary. Only team that's really out of it, the Seattle Kraken. And in the Central, Minnesota, Chicago, and Arizona. And again, Winnipeg going to be hard-pressed to fight back. We are 5th in the league. Washington's 8th. Goals for per game at a .292, which isn't too bad. Might technically be top 10. It's right there. Goals against average is mid-table. Closer to the bottom, but mid-table. Our power play is at 16.3%, which is better than it was, but still not great. And our PK is also mid-table. So special teams aren't as special as they need to be, which kind of blows. All right. JT Miller, 28 points in 36 games. Not bad, not amazing. Does bring a physical presence, not as crazy as I'd hope, though. Connor Bedard, 34 points in 36 games, is team leading scorer. Nathan MacKinnon, 29 points in 36. That is flat out not good enough. Nathan MacKinnon might be finding himself as the newest member of the Washington Capitals as we reacquire frickin' Cole Caulfield. That is not good enough for MacKinnon. That is unacceptable. You have Hoffman, 20 points, 11 goals, 26 points for Suzuki, and a decent 24 for Brendan Gallagher. MacKinnon needs to step it the hell up. Dvorak, -8, 14 points. 22 points for Ryan Poehling. 9 points for Cole Schwindt. Still hasn't scored a goal since being promoted to the 3rd line, though. We need somebody better there. 4th line, Harvey Pinard, not cutting it. Neither is Veleno. Soderblom not getting it done either. We've tried Soderblom a couple of times now at the NHL level, and it's not really working. All right. Okay. I do have a trade in mind, or a couple of trades in mind, to move on from certain people that I just want to move on from. Give them a chance elsewhere. The first is Wyatt Wiley. If anyone wants him, nobody does. The next... Cole Schwindt can stay for a little bit longer. Does anybody want Michael Pezzetta? No, they don't. And honestly, Pezzetta might be getting a chance. What about Harvey Pinard? 5th rounder. We're pretty much done with Harvey Pinard at this point. Dennis Cholowski. I don't have space for him, though. That wouldn't have been too bad. 5th and a 7th from Florida. 5th and a 7th from the Rangers. Not that I want to trade him to a rival, but we will take that 5th and 7th from the Florida Panthers. We're going to move on from Raphael Harvey Pinard. Just out of necessity, like he's not getting the job done. Like I said, we got way too many people in the system that deserve a chance, including Michael Pezzetta, who honestly deserves another chance. He was pretty good for us at a certain point. So he will get a chance. We're not nearly done setting up this team fully, though. Because the other guy I wanted to check in on is named Elmer Soderblom. 2nd and a 7th from Calgary. It's probably too good to pass up. Fabry won't be able to fit this team. 2nd and a 7th from the New York Rangers. We will take that 2nd and 7th from the Calgary Flames. We're going to move on from Elmer Soderblom. Just not digging it. Not digging it. Not good enough. Now we do have a real weakness on that right-hand side. Josh Waugh will get the call up. And he will get a chance likely on that 3rd line. We'll have Pezzetta, Veleno, Schwindt. And then we'll see what happens from here. It's a good chance for Waugh, maybe a bit too early. If he can't step up, we will have to look at acquiring another middle 6 option. Defensively, I think Jensen has not been the shutdown defender that we've needed him to be. Again, Wyatt Wiley isn't bad, but with John Carlson coming back, I do want to move on from Wyatt just to honestly give him a chance somewhere. But it's pretty much the only reason. Just give him a chance to play somewhere else. I highly doubt anybody wants him, though, unfortunately. Honestly, Emil Heineman as well, who's just not going to develop. We can tack him on to this. Goalie-wise, Garand at a 936 through 6 games. Caden Primo. Caden, I'm sorry. I think you blew it. I think you blew it. Is there a team that wants a combination of Heineman or Primo? Or is it just one or the other? It is just one or the other. I'll try to use the trade finder for them. Wyatt Wiley, I'm going to see if I can send back to Philadelphia. You know, send him back to the team that drafted him. And see what the hell happens. A third rounder's probably too much. Bit off in trade value. To be honest, we'll take that third. And let's throw Gislason in there because we're never going to use him. Kropp, McCullough, Ellison. We'll just throw these guys into the mix. Sweeten the deal a bit for Philly. Maybe some of those guys develop, but yeah, we'll move on from Wyatt Wiley. Again, we'll go best lines. And let's go back to Trade Finder real quick. Caden Primo, does anybody want you? Because you blew it, buddy. Fuck it. The Washington Canadiens, 2 7s from the Caps. Let's do it. We're going to move on from Caden Primo. And I was worried for a second that I may have broken the game, but apparently we're okay. You never know when you're going to break this game, after all. Alright. So now that the dust is settled on moving on from some people that we wanted to move on from, Garand maintains the backup role for now. Carlson's just about healthy. Nick Jensen's going to get me in a lot of trouble. We have already gone best lines, but we'll do it again. Let's get Hoffman in there. Joshua on the right with Dvorak and Paling. And a Pizzetta, Valeno, Schwintz. It's a risk to run Joshua there for sure, but it's worth a shot. Best lines power play, that's how it sets it up. To be honest, we will just run best line power play. It puts Joshua there. It's worth a shot. I mean, again, our power play and PK, for that matter, haven't been great. Why not just run with the best lines and see what they can do? We'll run Braden Holt for a little bit longer here. All right, cool. Let's move on. Let's move forward a little bit. The Florida Panthers are next. We are very, very close to them in the standings. Carlson's 100% healthy, and we do beat the Cats 5-3. There's so much pressure on this team this season. It's crazy. Anaheim is a 3-2 shootout win. Toronto is so unbelievably good. Can we beat them? John Carlson suffers another minor injury. He'll be out for a couple of days. Holy hell, the luck right now is impeccable. For the hell of it, fuck it. Just because I don't want to mess with the AHL lines, we're going to call up Noah Warren. And we're going to give Noah one hell of an opportunity. And just judging by how fucked up that is, we'll just go best lines and fix it. I wanted to avoid that, but what are you going to do? There we go. Wait, was Warren? Shit, I guess Warren was playing in the AHL. Oh, congratulations, Elaine Hinckley then. We lost to the Leafs again. They are a buzzsaw and a half. I almost don't see how we're going to get ahead of them in the standings or beat them in the playoffs. We crushed the Sabres. Carlson's healthy again. It's a beautiful day. Congrats to Noah Warren for at least being able to make his NHL debut. In that game, he had an assist in one of his first 2 games, actually. So good for Noah. Good for Mr. Warren. So interesting to me, it puts Paling and Dvorak on the 4th line. Again, I don't know what that says about the chemistry and the way the hell it works in this game, but it's very, very weird. We lose to the Coyotes, that's unfortunate. Back-to-back games against a bad but hot Sens team. 3-0 shutout for Carey. We need to take these points against a bad team. We're going to play Price again against the Sens. Come on, Carey. Damn it. And we got a tough Bruins matchup instead. Carey on a 9-12. Garand against the Bruins. Big chance for him to prove himself. We lose 4-3. And the Bruins jump us in the standings. Just realized Connor Bedard and Nathan MacKinnon are out of place. Mac, we need you to heat the hell up, brother. We lose to St. Louis. That's 3 losses in a row. We'll play Carey again against Carolina. 4 losses in a row. Okay. Something's not quite right here, is it? Something's not quite right. We will play Dylan Garand in the next game. Nick Jensen's got to get his shit together. MacKinnon has 34 points in 46 games. Mac, what are you... Like, the mistake wasn't trading Cole Caulfield. The mistake was signing Nathan MacKinnon and then trading Cole Caulfield. Donkey, take it easy, buddy. Oh, my God. Miller's on 36 points. Hoffman on 25. Honestly, the Paling-Dvorak combination's not that bad. Josh Waugh has 4 points in 10 games. Pezzetta with 2 in 10. Bottom line is, I'm looking at Nathan MacKinnon and saying, you have to be better than this. He had 31 goals last year. He is on pace for just over 20. It's got to be better. He's got to be better than that, man. That's just not good enough. Dylan Garand gets this game against Boston. Crucial game to not drop in the standings against the team that we're right next to. 7-0. Let's go. That's a huge win. Huge win to snap that losing streak. And it brings us to February. 27-18-2. Leafs, Lightning, Habs. Bruins in a wild card spot. Sens are pretty close to out of it. The Sabres are definitely out of it. Rangers, Caps, Devils. Honestly, the only team out of it are Pittsburgh at this point. The Flyers have the other wild card spot. Pacific Division, Canucks, Oilers, Flames. No team's really out of it quite yet. Seattle's actually bounced back pretty well. And in the Central, Minnesota, Arizona, Nashville, Winnipeg, it's looking a little bit dicey. So, I mean, we're in a playoff spot. Could be worse. I mean, MacKinnon nearly being outscored by JT Miller is a big goddamn problem. I am very tempted to bump up Ryan Poehling to give him a chance over Mike Hoffman and keep Hoffman as a power play specialist. I don't even know if he's been on our power play, though, in fairness. John Carlson, that's what we expect from John Carlson. That's why it was worth the risk. He and Petrie. Romanoff as well, having a good season offensively. Obviously, we need Carey to be better. We need Carey to carry. Kaprizov, MacKinnon, McDavid. Not McKinnon, but McDavid, Matthews. Saying what I was hoping to see. Pacioretty, Kuznetsov, Draisaitl, DeBrincat, Boldy, and Ovechkin. Goal scoring wise, Pacioretty has been a god this year. Oh my god. Assist king. Hey, Schmaltz and Barzal finally scored a few more goals. Defenseman, Hamilton, Fox, Sandine Hughes, Riley McCarr. So obviously John Carlson not quite on that pace. 16 goals for Riley and Hamilton. Goalie-wise, shutout leader Robin Leonard with 7. In terms of save percentage, Garand's up there, but for starters, it's Reimer at a .923. In the rookie race, it is still Kamel and Michkov. Cole Yzerman's starting to make it a bit of a competition. Starting to. So looking at this team, we need Nathan MacKinnon to wake the hell up. End of. And Hoffman is indeed on the power play. If MacKinnon wakes up and starts scoring goals, we got a decent little shout. We will play whatever goalie is in here against Dallas. We lose 3-2. I'm just worried because of how close this division is. How much wiggle room do we actually have? Gary gets the win against Nashville. Bad Seattle team. We win 3-2 and get 9 days off before we play Chicago. Travis Boyd ends up on waivers. You know, if we hadn't seen that Waugh was doing well, I'd probably give him a shot. Blackhawks, decent team. Big win in a shootout. St. Louis, they're not garbage, but they're also not great so far this year. We win 6-3. Detroit. How far back are they in the standings? The Red Wings are only 2 points behind us. Excuse me, 4 points behind us. We have a game at hand. So that's a big win. Winnipeg. Big win, and we're going to have to play the backup against Vancouver because I need to make sure we hopefully win against Tampa. Regardless, both teams are great, so. McKinnon up to 17 goals, 28 assists. Maybe he's waking up a little bit. Just a little bit. We're not going to overhype him yet. Josh Waugh, 7 points in 18 games for Josh. Let's go. We are going to get him to develop, damn it. Let's see. As Ryan Poehling suffers a mild concussion, he won't be out for long. That's the good news. Honestly, let's call up Luke Henman, and if I lose him on waivers, I'm not going to be that upset. So we'll go best lines. It keeps... Well, no, we won't. I was going to say it keeps Bedard at center. It doesn't, actually. I do love how involved it gets Josh Waugh, though. So Dvorak, Henman, Waugh, Veleno, Schwimp, Pizzetta. So Henman's not a great fit on that line. Everything there is good. I do believe Carey will be in. We don't know if we beat Vancouver yet. I presume we didn't because of the injury. Yeah, we lost 3-1. Tampa, we lose 5-4. Damn. Like, we go on a good run and then back-to-back losses like that can just kill you. So we do beat Seattle, though. So March 1st, still in a playoff spot, but a long way to go. At 34-21-2. Toronto, 41-16-2. Jesus. There is that little bit of separation, though, now between us, Detroit, and Florida, which is great for us. In the Pacific, or excuse me, in the Metro, it's the Rangers, Caps, and then you have the Devils, Canes, pretty much everyone else fighting for it. The Islanders are on the fringe. Pacific, Vancouver, Edmonton, Calgary. Golden Knights in the playoff spots. And in the Central, Minnesota, Arizona, and Nashville with Chicago in a playoff spot. So we are the 8th best team in the NHL. We're still up there. And the question is, and we'll finally look at him, Cole Caulfield. Am I going to trade Nathan MacKinnon for Cole Caulfield? Am I going to trade Nathan MacKinnon for Cole Caulfield? Is that something that's about to happen? I know Caulfield's playing with Alex Ovechkin right now, but son of a bitch, dude. Okay. Trade backfired. Well, I mean, through the first 57 games, it's not looking as pretty as it could be looking. And Josh with a mild concussion. That's a shame. But Ryan Poehling is back. I'm going to send down Luke Henman for a right wing. If we lose Henman, so be it. Like I said, I'm not too worried about him. And for that right wing, we are looking at Zion Nieback. Henman clears waivers. To be honest, I really need to look at some right-hand side depth at the deadline. Like, again, no one who's crazy good or anything like that. Just pure depth is what we need in that particular spot. Let's go best lines. all centers and left wings. It's crazy. We did beat Detroit. Western road trip now. San Jose is awful, so we will play Carey here. Josh Waugh is healthy. Let's see what we got. We'll send him down. Siam will send you down. We'll get Josh back in here. We have had some unfortunate luck with injuries, but at the same time, it hasn't been that bad because none of our injuries have been long-term. So, all right. And then let's make sure that Niebeck is back in there. So San Jose, big chance to pick up points, and we got them. LA is next. They're also under 500. Then we play Edmonton on deadline day. So a big game here for Dylan Garand. Only 4 wins and 11 appearances. Make that win number 5 on the year. I think Dylan has kind of proven that he deserves to be the backup goalie. We could get another backup goalie, but let's be honest. Carey's our guy in the playoffs. Sink or swim. Sink or swim, Carey is our guy in the playoffs. Josh Waugh has 8 points in 24 games. In an 82-game season, he's on pace for 27 points. I'm honestly okay with that. Like, I am for 30 for a third liner. That's not too bad for Josh for a 74. Cole Schwint, fantastic, 16 points. Very happy with that. 19 for Veleno. 10, Michael Pezzetta. Look at Pezzetta. Like, honestly, we should be fine. Get to the playoffs. Have Nathan McKinnon go off. I hope. And we should be okay. We know we have the defensive depth. We certainly have the offensive depth with the exception of that right-hand side. Kind of take it easy. If we don't see you, have a good holiday or a good Saturday, whatever it might be to you. All right. So really quickly, I want to make one trade before the deadline, and we're going to move on from Luke Henman. I'm just not overly impressed. Damn it. All right, Con, I always appreciate that as well. Thank you. The strong lurk. Let's go to the deadline. We're going to see who's out there, what moves we might be able to make. I mean, no doubt we're in buyer territory here. Travis Sanheim is the big name that's out there. 4 years left, though, at $8 million. That's rough. Bushnevich, O'Reilly, Murphy, Iafallo, McCabe still out there. Lindgren. Let's go to find a trade real quick. And does anybody want Luke Henman? No. Probably have to do that trade manually. We'll go back to find a trade. And let's see who's on the block for these teams. So Domi, Strand, Max Jones. I mean, Max Jones for that third or fourth line right wing spot. That's the type of depth I'm talking about, but it would take Josh Waugh out of the lineup. Gustav Nyquist is tearing it up at the AHL level and is a veteran. Honestly, I'm going to mark these guys down real quick. The Devils make a big deal for Yanni Gordon, Brendan Lemieux. Duchesne doesn't fit. Josh Anderson. It's a decent amount of money, but we could look to bring Josh Anderson back from Arizona. That would be a pretty big hole filled in on that third line. There is also Evan Rodriguez, who's on an expiring deal. Riley Smith, who they haven't played at all this season. Keller doesn't fit. So, I mean, Anderson, Rodriguez, and Smith on the Coyotes. Bruins have no one I'm interested in. The Buffalo Sabres are trying to move Rasmus Dahlin. What? Okay, that might have just changed the entire outlook of what we're doing here. Also, Taylor Hall is available, and we could play Taylor Hall on our top wing and move Mike Hoffman back down to the third line. They have only... Wow, he's hurt. I can't back out to check the injury report. I don't know how long Hall's out for. Presumably, he's been out for the entire season. Tage Thompson's also there. Mason Appleton, you got Jacob Bryson. Man, Buffalo. Holy shit. Calgary. Moving on from another former Hab and David Savard. Sidney Crosby has been traded to the Ottawa Senators for Nico Hischier and a prospect. I repeat, Sidney Crosby is a Sen. Alright, this deadline's going fucking nuts. I guess that's what we have to compete with right now. Tyler Johnson's out there. I feel like we have better options. Now, Jake McCabe is still out there, but I feel fairly confident with our left-hand side. Patrick Kane is available. Travis Sanheim to the Sens as well. Oh my god, the Sens are going nuts. Dude, ooh, Patrick Kane's a third liner. Do we sell our soul to bring in Patrick Kane? My personal opinion is fuck the guy, but I want to win. Patrick Kane on the third line? Fuck. Or we bring in Taylor Hall to play in the top six. Man, we got options. Another deal. Columbus moves Tyler Bertuzzi. It's ridiculous. Rasmus Anderson doesn't really fit. Oh my god. Alex Nylander's out there. Slavin. Cholowski. No one really there. Columbus is trying to move on from Boone Jenner. He doesn't fit. Voracek's deal is a fucking no-go. Absolutely not. Dallas. Moving on from Iafallo, Lindell. None of those guys fit. Armia would fit, but we have better options. Buffalo trades Taylor Hall. Fuck, we waited too long. So the Taylor Hall deal is out. Like, Dahlin and Hall in one foul swoop just blew up. Damn it, I should have gone for it the second I saw it. Deneau and Trouba. That doesn't really work with what we're doing here. They also have Jake Evans. I would have loved to have gotten Taylor Hall and Rasmus Sandin in one foul swoop, but I don't know if we'll go after Sandin now, since that deal's off the table. Lindgren's out for the entire year. The Flyers have no interest in trading Taylor Hall. There is Patrick Hornqvist. For some old man grit, we could go for Hornqvist. Kasperi Kapanen's also there. Have I learned my lesson in terms of trying to get Kasperi Kapanen to do anything? Jonathan Dahlen is available. Man, Jonathan Dahlen could work. Move Hoffman down, add Jonathan Dahlen for a goal-scoring threat. Brandon Tanev is out there. Man, Brandon Tanev would be a good third liner. We're going to have to pull off a trade or two. I just don't know which ones. Again, I'd love to get Ryan O'Reilly, but you would... Oh my god, we could get Ryan O'Reilly. No, we can't. He's a first liner. Oh my god, he's a second. We could get Ryan O'Reilly. We could get Ryan O'Reilly. Move Suzuki to second line left wing. Put O'Reilly in the middle. We could actually get Ryan O'Reilly. We can't get Buchnevich. Saad we wouldn't have space for. Sundqvist we wouldn't have space for after that either. Kashkovich sat out the entire year. That's a huge loss for Tampa. Dallas has made a trade. Chris Driedger, Radek Fax on the move. Winnipeg trying to move Nate Schmidt, Andrew Kopp. There's Letang. Of course, we had Once Upon a Time. Doesn't really fit. We have Jeff Petrie in his role. Zucker doesn't really fit. Blake Wheeler. So, I mean, Zucker was a fourth liner. Wheeler's a fourth liner. Conley's a fourth liner. Danton Heinen's a fourth liner. They've completely tanked Evgeny Dadonov. Oh man, Chicago just made a big deal. Jake McCabe to the Oilers. Alright, I don't think there's anyone on Winnipeg I really want. So right-hand side, I'm going to rule out Jones and Nyquist. I'm going to rule out the big money deals on Arizona. For defensemen, if we were to make a move, Rasmus Dahlin is out there. I mean, let me check the left-hand side of our defense really quickly. Otherwise, I think we know what we might look to do here to really go all in. It might be too heavy on the all-in territory. So again, left-hand side is Romanoff and Lindholm. Romanoff can be dropped down to that third pairing. It might mean that Forsmark is ruled out of making the team. I didn't really plan on having him anyway. Also means Struble might be in a bit of a rough go. Seattle makes a deal. Will it be for Tanev? It's not. I know Dahlin's injured. You could still trade for him, though. They fixed that this year. So if we go for a defenseman, it's Dahlin. Hall's off the board. For forwards, we could get Patrick Kane. He would be on the third line. Hoffman stays on the second. And I guess you could also argue, well, no, that's right, the defenseman went. Buffalo's made a trade. Rasmus Dahlin's gone. He's off to Nashville. So Dahlin's off the table. Buffalo moved both guys I was interested in. Ooh, God. Okay, I think we're ruling out Patrick Kane. 36 years old, making over 7 for 2 years after this. We got to rule out Patrick Kane for that price. We got to. Hornqvist, I'm going to rule out. There are 3 players I'm looking at here. It is either Jonathan Dahlen on the San Jose Sharks, who has been awful on an awful team, but he does have great goal-scoring potential, and he's cheap, but he's 27. There is Brandon Tanev to just outright be on that third line. Physical presence, good defense, on an expiring deal. Or we go for the big move and acquire Ryan O'Reilly as our 2C. Which would push Hoffman down to the third line and Nick Suzuki to second line left wing instead of center. Take Tanev and Dahlin. We don't have room for both of them. It would have to be one or the other. O'Reilly might be overkill, but man, if we can do it. New Jersey's made a trade. Connor Levis for, I think that's Matthew Joseph. We could use Forsmark in the deal because as good as he is, he was a free agent and never should have been ours in the first place. I'd be listed as over the cap. I'd have to give somebody back in the deal. O'Reilly might be too expensive. O'Reilly might be too expensive. Islanders have made a trade. 2 first. Pavel Buchnevich goes from the Blues right as we were looking at him. And now that Buchnevich is gone, they don't want to trade Ryan O'Reilly. That deal just blew up in our face. To the Advocate, to Grizz Goal. What's up, fellas? Oh my God. St. Louis makes a deal. Lyubushkin, Jonathan Quick, Filipidal's on the move. Again, I like how Joshua's playing. But the smarter move, for short term, would be to go rental. And Jonathan Dahlin does have the capabilities of putting up goals, but he really hasn't yet, actually. We'd be taking a risk. And I think, was that Tanev that just got moved? No, Tanev's still there. I think we're going to risk it for Jonathan Dahlin. Unfortunately, the dreams I had of making some big trades immediately blew up in my face. Because the AI has gone absolutely insane with trades at this deadline. Absolutely bonkers. Honestly, at this point, I'm debating why I'm getting rid of Forcemark, but hate to say it, but Jaden Struebel's the smarter guy to get rid of over Forcemark. He's gotten jumped, and we can get... Oh, shit. The Sharks have made a trade. Not involving Jonathan Dahlen. All right, do you have a random right wing that you don't really value too much that can just be on my team this year? Let's go for Co or Koo, whatever it may be. So Struebel and Hedman for Dahlen and Co. Safety net it with a 4th rounder. About outright. There we go. All right, so we do pick up Jonathan Dahlen for pretty cheap. Not that I wanted to get rid of Jaden Struebel, but he just kind of got jumped. Riley off the market. A lot of the top players are gone. We are very, very close to the end of the deadline. I was hoping we'd be able to do more than just Jonathan Dahlen, but it's kind of where we're at. This deadline moved fast. We don't have room for Max Jones as it stands. I can pick up Gustav Nyquist, but at this point I don't really need to. Philip Deneau's on the move to Minnesota. I think we're good, to be honest. It's not as big of a splash as I was hoping for. There's going to be 1,000 big trades. I'm just going to say dismiss and never show again, as we will play the Oilers tonight. Jonathan Dahlen will be in the lineup. So that's looking okay. I'm cool with sending Co down, and to be honest, Wah is also going to have to be sent down. Beautiful. Pizza, take it easy. You're not missing too much. We're probably going to stop and switch to something else here shortly. So now we'll have Jonathan Dahlen there. Mike Hoffman with that strong -2, but I'm okay with that. Petry's down to an 81. He's falling apart. He is falling apart. So it still has Hoffman on the power play over Dahlen. So hopefully he can still do well. So it's kind of the risk. But we end up with Jonathan Dahlen. I'm intrigued now to kind of see what happens next. I think the point that we're at is get to the playoffs and just see what the hell happens. And I don't know the answer as to what happens. Hopefully it involves us winning. I'm going to call Brandon Coe up because I don't really want him to take time away from any of the AHLers that we actually prefer. Because there are quite a few of them. Let's get Tyler Brennan some more games. So Jonathan Dahlen, you're not quite Taylor Hall. You're not quite Ryan O'Reilly. We lose 4-1 to the Oilers on deadline day. Will the addition of Jonathan Dahlen work out? We are 0-2 since the acquisition. Make that 0-3 as Antti Toimisto has been placed on waivers. No thank you. And we are looking for our first win against the Caps. Can we get it? A real question. Oh, God. First period, 2-1. Elonen scores, but Schwindt and Paling get it back. 3-3. 2 goals for Nikita Zadorov. McKinnon scored, and Hendrix Lapierre scores again. So we do lose to the Caps for the 3rd time in as many attempts this season, and have gone 0-4 since the deadline. Jonathan Dahlen has 1 point in 4 games. All right. That's wonderful. I didn't really get rid of anybody overly important to acquire him, but still, we're looking for more than that. Slater Cuckoo is out there. Obviously, we don't need him. We lose in a shootout. We'll play Garand again here against Colorado. And finally, we get a win. Thank God. Garand can go now until he gets a loss. God, we are neck and neck with so many teams right now for these wild card spots. We beat Tampa. Dylan Garand's on a good run here. Islanders, he wins. He'll play the Islanders again. Wins 5-0 shutout. What a run by Dylan Garand. May have just saved our season. Very impressive stat line for him now. Very impressive. Dahlin. You can take the player out of San Jose, but you can't take the San Jose out of the player. We play the Lightning. And we lose. Carey, I'm sorry, but for the moment, we're running with Dylan Garand. We gotta run with the hot goalie until we get to the playoffs. Garand plays the Sabres. Wins. We have 10 games left. 10 games left. Connor Bedard leading the way with 66 points. And you see how close it is. Between us, Boston, and Tampa, Toronto is going to take this division. Philly's on 83 points. So it would be very tough for us to miss the playoffs now. We'd have to really blow it. The question really is now seeding more than anything as we take on Detroit and we lose in a shootout. Pity point helps. Chicago, we win 5-1. Carolina, home and home. We win at home. Price will play on the road. Probably the more difficult game. Dahlin has not gotten it done. Dahlin's, I mean, he's at third line scoring forward, to be honest. Let's change him out with Ryan Poehling. Poehling, Suzuki, Gallagher, Dahlin, Dvorak, Hoffman. There's a question as to whether or not we should use Josh Waugh over Jonathan Dahlin in the playoffs. Let's see, Price against the Canes on the road. Gets the 3-0 shutout. Let's go, Carey. Is that a playoff spot? It is. It's not pretty. It's not perfect. We made some questionable trades, I'm well aware. But we are playoff bound. And so are the Washington Capitals. But we are making the playoffs at the very least. We took some risks along the way. Carey will play the Bruins. Loses 5-0. Jesus Christ. Not a great time for that. Let's get Garand in for this game against Philly. We win 8-5. So right now, as it stands, we'll be playing the Lightning. We have 4 games left. Lightning do have a game in hand. Pittsburgh. It's not for too long, but that sucks. Let's go Miller, McKinnon, Gallagher. We'll go Dahlin, Suzuki, Hoffman. Oh, God. Nice strong 2 -1s there. Dylan Garand has a 930. Let's keep it going. Get Braden Holt back in there for the AHL. We did win 2-1. See how Niebeck suffers a knee injury. In Laval, 3 games left. We play Toronto. Toronto's clinched the Eastern Conference, shockingly, I know. We win this, we're in a good spot. We lost like all 4 games we played against the Leafs, but the Lightning screwed up as well. So we are 1 point clear of the Lightning, 4 points clear of the Bruins. If we win these last 2 games, we will have home ice in round 1 against one of those 2 teams. Florida's the opposition here, and they're up 3-0 at the end of the first. Harvey Pinard, Philip Johansson, 2 former Habs, and Sam Bennett. We make it 3-1 with Ryan Poehling. Oh my God, we tied it. Cole Schwint and Mike Hoffman, 2 former Panthers, earn us a point. What a comeback. We're going to overtime. I want to watch this play out. This is a big, big extra point that we're fighting for here. I'm going to watch this play out. This is This is potentially, I mean, you talk about, oh, the trade that might change things. I mean, we get home ice advantage versus losing. We get this instead of that. I mean, this could really dictate how things play out, for better or worse. It's overtime, 3-on-3 against the Panthers. And hopefully, possibly, potentially, God, their camera sucks. Hopefully we can get this win without Connor Bedard. Barkov wins the draw to Mackenzie Weegar. Excuse me, by the way. McKinnon wins it in the corner. John Carlson, the man, the myth, the legend, McKinnon. Also, I noticed it feels like the gameplay looks a little bit choppy. I'm going to reset my Elgato really quickly. And McKinnon almost won it. How nice would that have been? Nathan McKinnon scoring? What? Can you imagine Nathan McKinnon scoring a goal? He's barely done it this year. All right, looks like we are good. Hey, there we go. Come on, boys. We need this win. Sash Barkov. Shot, save. Why don't the AI shoot like that when they play against humans? But against the AI, if it's AI versus AI, they'll just take shots. It's the one thing I haven't been able to replicate with my sliders, is getting the AI to actually shoot. This little shock and awe attempt from McKinnon. Doesn't even have that trait. Weegar. Oof. It's weird seeing McKinnon wear 35. Weegar's having trouble here. Who's wearing 76 for us now? I don't even know. Probably Carlson. McKinnon. Nope, that's Carlson right there. Still wearing 74. Johnny. Oh my God, the rebound! Spencer Knight just got to it. So close for Galley. Come on, boys. We know we're playoff bound, but damn it, if we got to play Tampa like we did last year, we need this. We need this. Good face-off win. Went home for Suzuki. Suzuki couldn't get the shot off. Galley. Thought he got hooked. Tom Lundell for Mackenzie Weegar. He's got to be tired. Good hit by Gallagher. Suzuki for Gallagher. Icon, what's up? We got a power play coming. Chance for Gallagher knocked away. We're going to the power play. Huge, huge chance. Holding call on Grigory Denisenko. Lundell's out there as their forward on the kill. This is our chance. This is our chance. Please come back from 3-0 down to win 4-3 in overtime. Be absolutely huge in the penultimate game of the season. John Carlson gets it back. Here's JT Miller. Good save by Knight, no rebound. Honestly, the question's kind of there. Do we look to pull the goalie? Really put the pressure on. Big brain this. 5D chess. Good face-off win. Hoffman for Paling. Paling kind of stuck. Jesus, who the hell did that hit? Here we go. JT. Couldn't find space on the short side. We could win it. I want to pull the goalie so bad, but we could still win this in a shootout. Oh, man. Come on, JT, win this draw. Let's go. Hoffman, glove save. I don't know if there's anybody else who we'd want to have that chance to Mike Hoffman, and he didn't score. Mac's back out there. Come on, Mac. Prove you're a big-time clutch performer. Gallagher looking. Carlson save. Brody clears. TJ Brody in Florida. Petrie, that was awful. Got Gallagher hit. Petrie's really struggling here. Carlson for McKinnon. The wheels on McKinnon. Oh my God, let's go! Nathan McKinnon. All right. We might have ourselves a playoff performer. That was gross. Just pulls up, claps it home. A comeback from 3-0 down to win it 4-3. McKinnon just pulls up and absolutely blasts it past Spencer Knight. That is a gigantic victory for us. We needed that badly. Right here, watch this. Puts on the brakes, cuts in, bam. Eat your heart out, Steve Yzerman, with a slap shot like that. Nathan McKinnon steps up huge. That might just get us home ice advantage in round one. As TJ Brody just caught completely out. Puts on the brakes, steps in. That is like unstoppable. Oh my God, replay, stop. Replay, thank you. Glitching the hell out. Might have deflected off the stick. Monk, what's up, dude? No, it went under. Kind of dropped. Way to go, Mac. That is a huge victory for us. My God. So then it's Minnesota. Connor Bedard will be healthy for this game. As long as we win, we will host the Tampa Bay Lightning. If we lose, there is a chance that we'll be on the road in Tampa, which is awful. John, thank you. We'll send down Co again, because again, we don't really care about him. Sorry, Brandon, you're just kind of getting abused here. Again, I still don't know at this point in time how I feel about the John Dahlin acquisition. 6 points in 21. Oh, man. Honestly, there's a chance that I just say to hell with Jonathan Dahlin and bump Hoffman back up and go with Josh Waugh, because Waugh was doing pretty well for us. He really was. Holt's been the better goalie. He'll be their guy in the playoffs. Carey against Minnesota. Good team. A point could be enough. A win will definitely be enough to get us home ice advantage in round one. First period, 2-0 Montreal. Eriksson, Ek, and Pitlick. Or 2-0 Minnesota. Now it's 4-0 Minnesota. Kaprizov and Deneau. We get absolutely stomped by the Wild. 5-0 shutout. But the Lightning lost too. So it is official. We are back in the playoffs. And for the second year in a row, we will play the Tampa Bay Lightning. A 49-29-4 record. Toronto takes the Atlantic easily. The Bruins and Panthers also make it. Ottawa was nowhere close, and the Sabres absolutely sucked. In the Metro, Washington won their division. Rangers and Devils also make it. No one else was close. The Penguins were very far off. Shout out to Sidney Crosby and the Sens, by the way. Oof. Great AI trade logic there. In the Central, Nashville, Minnesota, Chicago, and Arizona. And in the in the Pacific, you have Vancouver, Edmonton, Calgary, and Anaheim. All making it. We were the 5th best team in the NHL. Washington was 3rd. It's like we have this rivalry now with the Caps. And actually, let's take a look at some team stats. Goals for per game, we were at a 305. Which wasn't bad. Probably top 10 in the NHL. Goals against average, not bad either. Bottom 6. Power play, 18.9%. By the end of it, mid-table. And our penalty kill was also somewhere in the middle. So special teams were just never elite for us. McKinnon did finish, though, as team leading scorer. Hit 31 goals, which is shocking. So he did have a really good final stretch to the season. And if that Nathan McKinnon shows up for us in the playoffs, as much as I wanted to keep Cole Caulfield as a part of this team, it's Nathan McKinnon, man. Bedard with 74 points as well. He benefited quite well from being on the top line in his second season. JT Miller, you could argue whether or not he was worth the investment on that left-hand side, but I feel like he's still a good complementary player. Suzuki was great. Gallagher suffered a little bit from being on the second line instead of the third, and again, that's the argument. And even now, let's go check. Washington. Caulfield's still a second liner. No guarantees he had that good of a season. If Caulfield doesn't go first line by the start of next year, then I'll admit that we made a mistake unless we win the Cup this year. 46 points for Paling, 42 points for Hoffman, 27 goals, 40 points for Dvorak, Veleno with a great 25. Dahlin finished with 6 points in 22 games. I don't know about that, man. I think we made a bad investment. Schwindt's not bad. Pizzetta was great. I'm honestly considering, like, Jonathan Dahlin's on a short leash, or he'll be replaced by a 74 overall player. Good season for John Carlson. Petrie was great. Romanov was solid. Honestly, our defense is pretty damn good. Caden Gooley as well was just like quietly on our third pair this year. And then Price with only a 908, but he's our guy in the playoffs. Dylan Garand proved to be a really good backup. Carey's our guy. That is the entire point of using the Habs. It's the meme. Win with Carey. Matthews was the only player to break 100 points this year. You had Draisaitl, McDavid, Ovi, who scored 66 goals. Panarin, Kuznetsov, Barzal, Kaprizov, Boldy. I do wonder if I put the shooting on high and the scoring on low, what might happen. But I mean, Max Pacioretty just scored 68 goals, for God's sakes. Because you never know what the hell's going to happen. And then defensively, Hamilton was great. Fox, Makar. All the big names there. I mean, 26 goals for Dougie Hamilton. The funny thing is, the scoring's not even that high. You had one player break 100 points. But Borowski, the winningest goaltender. Shutout King, Knight, and Yaros, or I was going to say Yaros, but UC Saros with 9. Save percentage-wise, for starters, I think UC Saros just won the Vezina. Garand was great, though. I think Joachim Kamel just won Rookie of the Year. It still could have been Matt Michkov, though, for Philadelphia. So, that is this season in the books. I don't know how the hell we're going to do, because it's Tampa. And even before we started this franchise mode, there's just something about Tampa and Montreal, isn't there? It's Vancouver and Arizona, Battle of Alberta, Preds and Ducks, Wild and Blackhawks, Leafs and Panthers, we play the Lightning, Caps and Bruins, Rangers and Devils for the 2025 postseason. A lot of pressure on Nathan MacKinnon. A lot of pressure on Brendan Gallagher and Jonathan Dahlin. Hopefully, this team performs as well as they can. Hopefully. I'm still wondering about Dvorak and Paling on that power play. I know Jonathan Dahlin doesn't have power play time, but damn, man. You know? You gotta figure that out. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.